So hello everyone, I'll present you now this knife, which is Civivi Praxis. I think WeKnife make this brand. This is their cheap department probably or something. Yeah, because WeKnives, as we all know, it's not that cheap. But they are very good knives, and this is also a very nice manufactured knife. Its flipping action is good, it's pretty good. It's not excellent, but it's good. The main reason this knife is so good is that it's 3mm thick blade. It's not like 4mm or 3.5 like most of the folding knives. It's very thin, it's very wide, it's very beautiful. It has a good choil. It has a lanyard hole, which is very nice. And also the pocket clip is very comfortable in pocket, excuse me. And it's one of the most comfortable pocket clips I've ever used. So it's very good. This knife is pretty nice. I bought it for $80, which is pretty much a lot. But in Europe it's a little bit difficult to... Well, the prices are different from United States. And you can find it around $60 sometimes, but I bought it a little bit on the expensive side. So the other thing I like about this knife is very light. Since the blade is so thin, it's light, and the liners are skeletonized a lot, and they have put this effort to skeletonize these layers, these liners for this knife. And like I will always show, this Boker knife, which is more expensive, I bought it for almost $100, I think. And yeah, it has carbon fiber, but the liners are just plain steel. Very disappointing. And also it's not exactly centered. Also very disappointing. So, but more about this later. In some other video I will compare it to other knives. And this knife is on the bigger side. I mean, it's 215mm, so 21.5 centimeters long, and it fits very well my hand. My hand is pretty big, so yeah, I like knives that are over 20 centimeters. Below that it's a little bit difficult for me. So we can compare it to this one, this one everyone should have. This is a copy of Shirogorov, of course, but this copy is $90 or $20, very cheap, and enormously good flipper. The steel, it's a D2 steel, or it says it's, but whatever, yeah. It's very, very cheap and very quality knife. But Civivi Praxis, in this steel color, I think, handle, it's also very comfortable in hand, and I think you can reverse the clips, the pocket clip. Here we have holes, so it's cool. Let's see it up close. Let's try to see the skeletonizing. Yes, we can see it. I think there are a lot of skeletonizing done here. This is the pivot is all the Civivi knives have this pivot. Probably this is their logo. WeKnives, Civivi WeKnives, and I like this very much. And it sits very well in the pocket. It flips amazingly. Not amazingly, but it's a good flipper. It's not bad flipper. There are bad flippers. Some flippers are bad. For example, this one is not the best flipper ever. This WeKnife, but it's one of my favorite knives, although it's not the best flipper, because the flipper is a little bit strange here, but you have to just get used to it, and it flips well. But this is amazing. So what else can we say about this knife? It's well built, in my opinion. It's light. It says it's around 123 grams, which for this size, it's pretty good. Pretty good quality, or weight, of course. The pocket clip, very important, very good. and deep pocket clip, deep carry. So if you want a knife, you can find it in Europe for $60, I think, will be a good price for it. You can find it in United States for less. So for this price, this knife is just amazing. The steel is 9CR18 MOV, which is normal steel. It's I think it's equivalent. It's comparable to 440C. And if it's a good heat treatment, this steel will be just amazing. And it's a good cutter because of the thin blade, of course. And it's very high grind. It's almost a full flat, but it has a false edge here. So yeah, pretty nice knife. It's not for heavy tasks, of course, with this thin blade. It's just for cutting some food, for mayonnaise spreading, or butter or something. Yeah, I will just flip it a few times. Oops. Yeah, sometimes when I close it very hard, like this, and it bounced back a little bit, which is strange. I don't have that experience with other knives. Let's see for this one. But then I don't close them that fast, most of them. That's not a really problem. You see the back spacer? It's the same teal G10. The G10 is contoured here, and it looks very well. The steel liners, they are very well, probably they put them into the tumbler and just rounded the corners, and they're not sharp, which is very nice, because, like again, I will say for this Boker, the steel liners are pretty sharp, and when I try to disengage the lock here, sometimes part of my thumb, the skin, goes in here between the carbon fiber and this liner lock, and it's a little bit unpleasant. It's not too much pain, but it's unpleasant because of the sharpness here. If it was more rounded, it won't be a problem. You can always go ahead and file this a little bit and it will be okay, but I don't know why they made it for this like $100 knife. Yeah, probably in the United States it's a lot less expensive. It's cheaper, of course, but here in Europe this is the case. So this knife, Civivi Praxis, very practical knife, and I recommend it to everyone. This could be a very good EDC knife, and yeah, with the deep pocket clip, very lightweight, and this wide blade, this is one of my favorite knives for this price. If I bought it for around, I think in the United States it's less than $50, which is just amazing price for this quality. And I will follow Civivi things very closely, because obviously they will offer very good quality for less money. And of course I follow We Knives, and I like their products also, so it's almost the same. So that will be for this knife. Good knife and goodbye.